Welcome to the Big Roy Awesome Podcast. I'm your host, Big Roy. Joining me is a special guest co-host this week. He is an up-and-coming streamer and my fellow alliance mate, Moondancer. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good to be here, Roy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How about yourself?
I can't complain, especially in this COVID era.
Oh, yeah. Gotta stay safe.
That's right.
So why don't you tell my listeners a little bit about you and what you do, your Twitch, all that good stuff?
By trade, I'm a teacher, but I play a lot of Marvel Strike Force on the side, and I've been started streaming recently. Most recently, I've been streaming my DD3 run, trying to one-shot as many nodes as I can. I don't have a schedule yet, but we're working on it. And my next stream is probably going to be early on Wednesday morning.
All right, cool. And that is twitch.tv/MoondancerBB, correct?
Correct.
All right, very awesome. What time Wednesday morning were you thinking of starting?
Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 a.m. PST.
Oh, wow, early in the morning. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'll try to get this out before that happens. If not, go check him out. Show him some love. This is a podcast mostly about the Marvel Strike Force mobile game on Apple and Android and whatever awesome stuff I find each week. There are a few ways you can help support the show. First off, very awesome news. I peaked at number 22 on the video game podcast chart in the Apple podcast in the United States, which was a huge shock to me. So thank you very much for listening, guys. Keep it up. Let's get in the top 20. It'd be super awesome. But you can help support the show absolutely free by leaving me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We got one new one this week from Wojciechin. If I butcher any of your names, please get in touch with me on Discord. Tell me the correct pronunciation, and I will get that out for you on the next episode, because I'm sure I've butchered probably half the names I've read. But anyways, he says, the awesome one is back. Great to have the thick-nose-wielding, strategy-deciphering C-Theory master back on the airwaves. If you enjoy MSF as a game and you want to be more strategic about how you move your roster forward, then this is the podcast to listen to. I give this content creator an RNG-filled 5 red stars, as that is the max to give. Very awesome. Thank you very much. But yeah, just leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, and I'll read it on the air. Helps me in the ratings, helps me go up. Greatly appreciate it. And there's also tell all your alliance mates and all your friends that play the game. But also, if you want to financially support the show and help it grow, there are 2 ways. I have the YouTube membership set up, Big Roy Awesome. And also, I've now set up a Patreon, patreon.com/BigRoyAwesome. It's the same levels on both of them, just the Patreon option for people that don't want to go through the YouTube memberships. I've got 2 members that have signed up. First is a Minnow Thompson95. Thank you very much, sir. And at the Dolphin level, Joshua Pesco Solido. Please contact me through Discord so I can get you set up with your role and give you access to the, what do I call it? The Inner Circle of Awesome members and patrons only chat. So yes, please contact me so I can get you set up on that. All right, moving on. We're going to go with the Red Star Watch. Did you open any for, what was the character? She-Hulk.
So no, I haven't opened any for She-Hulk. I doubled down on Scream openings on the last day when we got our free. Okay. And managed to only get her to 3 red.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, it's actually the first large red star opening in a long time that I had 0 upgrades. I mean, basically 0 upgrades.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. I mean, it's like you can have a good stretch and then just nothing at all. No matter what you do, it just kind of. So I'm kind of hitting that. I mean, I can't really say much because I did pull a 7 red star during the Scream thing, but I only got the 4 on Scream, and that was on the very last one. And it pretty much went the same way on this one in She-Hulk. I had to open every single one I had. I barely got 4 on the last one for her. And I'm not super hyped about her. I don't think a lot of people are because people don't want to put Fantastic 4 on defense. But, I mean, if you got a beefy one, I'm sure it'll be pretty ridiculous. So I opened some gold orbs. I got 2 million gold on the left side. Okay, let me open, see what I got. I didn't end up getting any red star pulls that were good, but I had 520 milestone orbs. I got tons and tons and tons of legendary drops in that. I got my symbiote Spider-Man to 7 stars, so that's super awesome.
Nice.
And I actually did get a 7 red star this week. I promoted symbiote Spider-Man to 7 red stars, and he is amazing. I mean, the symbiotes are going to be utterly ridiculous for raids, and at least Symbiote Spider-Man in Dark Dimension 4 is going to be amazing. So I thought it was definitely worth it. I've actually promoted him to 6 and 7, so he's taken up a lot of my gold promo credits, but I'm now tapped out on those.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm like really far because I was pretty low when the first Symbiote Spider-Man came around.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm only like 56 of 300 after opening my like 80 saved milestone orbs.
Mm-hmm.
But I started probably a year after you did. I started during the Minerva event, so I've been playing catch up this whole time.
Oh, that was the time to start to get her in the event. Yeah, because she was the thing, man. Back in the day, she was the one to have. Well, at least you didn't start earlier than that and get Mantis and then have Minerva come out right after her.
Right.
Oh, we got owned so bad on that. So painful.
So painful.
But another awesome accomplishment for our alliance is just earlier today, we finished difficulty 4 on Ultima 7 for the very first time. So big shout out to Mercs for Money. We're awesome. I found it pretty easy with the ISO8 and my ridiculous number of 7 red star characters that I'm using in there now. But how did you find it?
I found it pretty easy. Really, the only stumbling block I have is still the Ronin node. But I have to say, when I first joined the alliance, they put me as your lane partner, and I was like, "Oh, they have absolutely no confidence in my ability to kill combat."
No, they have very good confidence because it was a really heavy hitter that left that was in that spot. So they believed in you, man.
Yeah, I just those first couple of raids, I was like, oh, I was under the pressure, under the gun. I had to perform.
Yes, like I got to show off, prove I belong.
Yes.
No, I mean that's I've said a million times. I'll say it a million more. Alliance has been awesome. They're laid back and chill, and we still get it done. There's no one like flipping out like, come on, do your thing, blah blah blah, get this, blah blah. So it's like the perfect spot for me. So I've been loving it.
Yeah, I'm upgraded from my previous alliance. It was doing 7.1 on auto. So for me, it's quite a bit more hardcore. But there's no yelling. There's nothing. It's just like get your stuff done. Everybody does it, and we move on.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Perfect place to be. That's how the alliance I was in for the longest time was for a long time, and then just. I don't know. I guess there's just change in leadership, and they just wanted to do more, and it's like there's really no reason to do more. I feel like we're going at the perfect speed now. It's like you didn't need to rush into difficulty 5 because the extra rewards aren't super good, so it's not really worth it. So now we're just easing into it, and we're going to see. I think we'll hit 60% pretty easily. I don't know if we can do it every day yet. People might need to bring a little bit up, but. I've been doing okay. The team I'm running right now is Thanos, Maw, Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man, and Black Bolt. I'm basically trying to kill them before they get a lot of turns. It's working so far. I actually switched Carnage to healer since he's getting all those extra turns if I can get him down. And then he's healing because Thanos needs that healing even at 7 red stars because stuff just hits so hard. It really helps on the ones where like there's 1 or 2 guys that attack before you even have anyone have a turn. So it's greatly helping with that. And later on, I switch in Ultron for Carnage, and that can help also with removing the speed bar. That's huge from his bots.
Right. The team I've been primarily using is the 4 symbiotes. Well, no, sorry, 3 symbiotes. So Carnage, Symbiote, Spider-Man, Scream, and then Yo-Yo and Black Bolt.
Okay. What's your Yo-Yo at?
5 yellow, 5 red.
So how has that been working for you? Do you take a lot of damage, or are you able to survive pretty well with that?
The only risk is there's now because Scream's only 4 yellow, 3 red of her getting like 1 shot. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't happen very often, especially with the offense down from Yo-Yo. And then like the sort of buff removal and damage from Black Bolt is just insane as we all know.
Yeah, love it.
And then you get so many extra turns, and then you get like extra like offense downs with scream and disrupts and extra healing and speed bar. So you just you take all the turns.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that full team. We'll be taking them up. Hopefully we can auto. I don't know if we'll be able to auto on difficulty 5, but if we go down to difficulty 4 to chill, then we should be able to at least auto like the first half of that, I would think.
Yeah, I think I tried it a couple days ago, and I was able to auto up to the Fury boss.
Nice. So how do you usually attack the boss nodes in the middle lane?
In the middle lane, well, so the first boss is pretty easy, and then Fury boss is all about getting like offense down on the shield assaults.
Yeah.
Because they're just brutal. And then like stunning Deadpool, because Deadpool is the one that throws like a wrench into everything. He'll just come out of nowhere and one shot somebody.
Oh yeah.
And then honestly, if I'm the first one to the Ronin node, I like throw a SAC team like X-Men or somebody in there, and then come in with my regular team.
Yeah. What I've been doing, especially on the Ronin, I just take my full Black Order in there. Usually if it's like a half dead or even like a third dead, I can usually get it all the way down or close to down, and then just Thanos and Maw are left there, and then I can take them out as long as they don't die. Then I don't need the rest of the Black Order the rest of the way, unless we're going for 100%. So that works for me, because I've tried the other things, but stuff just hits so stupidly hard on that. It's like I'd rather just try to melt the stuff until they get a lot of turns, because you're not going to survive a lot of turns with how hard that stuff hits.
Yeah.
So moving on to the news. So we talked about Symbiote Spider-Man being put in the Milestones Orb. I guess it's the Milestone Orb. That's my own notes. That's making me trip up. But anyway, so yet again, Scope Next messes it up. There's a debacle. I log in after the reset then, and people notice that it's like, hey, Symbiote Spider-Man is only 30%. And Coulson is 70%. It's like, okay, well, I'm not opening because that can't be right. Unfortunately, people did open. They got horrible polls for him. And then like an hour or two in, they switch it over to what it should be. So then they do compensation. I think if you didn't open any in that period, you only got 5, because that's what I got. And then I guess other people, they went by the number of how many orbs you pulled, and they gave you different amounts. Yeah, but still, it's like how can you not get things right? It's like the little things. Come on, Scope Next.
Like, how many times did you put a character in an orb? Like,
I know.
There's 150 characters. I don't know. But I have to say, like, when this came out, like, people flipped over it. I was like, I'm just out of outrage for these, like, debacles. Like, I just can't, like, whatever.
I just expect, I'm like, okay, they screwed up, so I'll wait for them to fix it and then do it.
And now people are like playing the game of like open everything immediately so you get better compensation back. I don't what? No, that works until it doesn't, and then you're just out. Yeah,
so it's like the one bright spot is, though, it did let us bring back the dev-splaining segment from the Masters of Launch. Because I happened to go on Reddit. So this guy says, so let me get this straight. You put Symbiote Spider-Man in the Milestone Orbs and call it farmable. Okay, cool. By your definition of farmable, I would concede. Now it'll take a year to unlock, as it is already. Then today you guys got the bright idea to make the orb season even more obtainable. So then Cerebro's like, as mentioned in last week's blog, Symbiote Spider-Man will be the final character added to the Milestone Orb, as we'll be releasing seasonal Milestone Orbs in the future. So, of course, that's downvoted to hell. It's like, dude, it's like, you're not addressing what he's saying.
You're just skirting the...
Like, I hear what you're saying. I'm just going to ignore what you're saying, though.
Yeah,
and just repeat what we put in the blog. Like, that's exactly what he's complaining about. You're making it harder for him to get it. But
it's like he's saying, like, you won't have this exact problem again because we're making a new orb, which you'll have problems with.
Yeah, so we're going to give you a whole new host of problems in these new orbs, which we'll also screw up. It's just...
The one thing I was disappointed in is that they considered this farmable, right? They didn't add in a new farmable character.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
like it's not. It's like, come on.
Like, come on, dude. but once again, not surprised.
Yeah.
But that's why I just assume, as always, the worst. So that's why I plan as far as I can and try to save up and try to finish the milestone characters. Try to get as many of them while the events are going on, and then I can finish them off. Just because crap like this will happen. So
always,
I'm happy I'm done with them. Speaking of milestones, Emma is coming back to the milestones, and once again, it'll be 2.7 million gold for the last milestone. So I hope you guys have been saving up. I am currently at 22.2 million saved up. How about you?
I am somewhere in the neighborhood of 6.4 million, but I've got 55 gold orbs.
Oh, so yeah. There you go. That'll do it. So hopefully you can get some millions out of there and get you there. But,
yeah, I'm shooting for 6-star this time around.
Yeah, what is yours at right now?
Let me look really quick. Should be no problem. I'm at 29 of 200, so.
Oh, very nice. Oh, almost as much as me. I'm at 47 of 200, so easily get 6 and get as far into 7 as I can. Because I found out through testing or whatever as I did it, for the 1.8 million one, as long as you have around 20 million, you should be okay to hit that each day going in. But with this 2.7 million, you're going to need a lot more. So I don't even know if I have enough by the time it gets here.
Like 55 million or something. I think somebody did the math on it.
55, that much? Jeez. I mean, because I figured I was making around 1 million gold a day. It was either 1 million or 800K a day. Thereabouts. So as long as I had like the 20 million, I was good. So I guess we'll see. There'll be a few days I won't be able to get it. But one thing they're doing, they're adding ISO8 Orb frags, and they're replacing the Milestone Orb frags in there. So once again, harder to get the symbiote Spider-Man.
Yeah, let's just
still need him.
Let's just be like, hey, new players, all the teams have this character on it, but you can't get him.
Yes, like he's one of the top characters in the game, but we're going to make it harder and harder for you to get.
Yeah, he's wallet tainable.
Yes. Unless you want to spin, then he's very easy to get.
But he's still $70 because he's 100 unlock, right? Like it's still. It's not like Minerva, where like I understand if you're free to play, like you're Minerva free to play, like you bought Minerva and that was it. But
yeah. I still need to come up with a good name. I'm actually going to be doing another roster tour, and oh man, I can't imagine the hate I'm going to get now, because the last one I only had like 7 red stars. Now I'm going in with like 9.
Jeez.
Of course, all the people will be like, "Oh, you're spending and just all the stuff." Should I call myself a $25 Kraken, because that's all I spend? But people accuse me of being a Kraken, so. Like, oh, you got a secret iOS account you're spending. There's no way, you're lying. It's like, okay, dude. It's like I've shown proof over and over again. I had to contact the customer service and have them give me proof, because they're like, oh no, you can edit your things, even though I showed it on stream. It's like, oh no, you're using a different account. Like, come on, dude.
The way to tell you if you're a Kraken is you look at the bottom of the roster. That's in my opinion. Like you look at the bottom of somebody's roster, and they're like, "Yeah, the bottom of the roster is like 40K." Well, okay.
The bottom miner is like 100, 126, 178, 195. But yeah. Oh, but actually, I forgot to say, speaking of peaking, once I promoted my symbiote Spider-Man to 7 red stars, I checked the strongest team power. I actually was up to 54. So I was hanging out with the Krakens up there that have the 11 and 12 million total roster power, or whatever you call it. And I'm down at a lowly 8.3. So I think I've fallen down already like 15 spots. But
yeah, with ISOs, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Because, they're wailing hard on that stuff. Like, yeah, let me get all my top 8 teams in Alliance War to 5 ISO 8.
Oh, they're playing a different game than we are. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've run into my worst fear when ISO 8 came out. We run into these whales in Alliance War that just their whole team is just stuffed. Their whole defense, all 8 are stuffed with ISO 8. It's just ridiculous. All 600K K teams and stuff. It's just dumb. Now, I say that I have a lot of 500K and a 600K defense myself. I'm actually starting a new streak of MVPs in War now. So I've gotten 16 defense wins and 11 defense wins the past two. Unfortunately, we lost both, so that kind of sucks. But I mean, our matchmaking is so high now because we kept winning so many times. I think we won like 4 in a row, and we're in gold 4. So we're probably in for some pain for a long time.
Yeah, I would think so. Our rating, our worth, like jumped in those like 4 wins and those 30-second pull out at the last second full clears. Like, yeah,
oh yeah, like we totally screwed ourselves for two war seasons, but well, we can try some things out.
Since we are allowed to spend gold here again soon, what teams are you working on?
What teams am I? Well, it's been very hard because I've wanted to take up my Dr. Octopus. I'm going to take him to T14 and then get then also my Electro, even though she's only 3 yellow. Hopefully they'll make her farmable pretty quickly because I pulled 7 on her. But I'm going to get my Sinister 6 defense going, see how that goes on War defense. And then, of course, I got to work on Scream. Very hard not to take her up as well. But I'm being very disciplined and very good, not spending. I'm spending only pretty much buying the stuff, the 3 things at a supply store each day until the Emma event comes back. It's tough because I want to take them up, but definitely it's worth the wait. So yeah, it'll be Dr. Octopus, Electro, Scream, then of course Anti-Venom when he comes out. What about you?
I'm actually thinking about taking the same. I'm going to take the Sinister 6 team up. I've heard and watched a couple of videos that they might be a good Black Order counter with these big like punch ups we've been doing or punch across. I feel like I need something to take care of a Black Order that isn't Black Order.
Yeah, we've been running into some beefy ones. I still think the top defense, once it gets high enough, is those Marauders. They can just be like a absolute nightmare to deal with. They have enough healing where if you can't burst down like Strife fast enough, he just keeps getting all that barrier back, and then you got the heals from the other 2. It's just it can be a nightmare, and they run away from you very quickly.
Yeah, that is the 2 other characters I'm going to be bringing up. Is I'm going to be bringing Strife to T14 probably, and then I've got a 6 red Strife. So he's been neglected, and I've been waiting for this Emma milestone to come back. And then I'm going to be Beast up and see if I can do some punch across with straight X-Men.
Oh, nice. What is your Beast at Star Wars?
He's 5-star. I got him 4-star from the Blitz, and then I think I pulled him in a Mega Orb and like a bunch of 15s from like Ultimus Orbs and stuff. So
sweet. Yeah, that is the nice thing. They're putting the new characters into the orbs like very quickly for the most part. So that's nice. I mean, if you can get lucky on them. I haven't been pulling crap on the premium. I never really have. Like my pulls on premium and megas have always been horrific. But I mean, the red stars balances out, so I can't complain.
Yeah, I did okay. My mega from one of the DD3 nodes was 100 Zemo shards, so I thought I was pretty good about that.
Very nice. Yeah, Zemo's ridiculous. I don't even want to see a very high one on that because he'll just hit so hard. I love using him in Blitz. He takes out like half the team.
And like he's an auto ban in PvP. Like he's just he's actually the only one I was thinking about. He's the only one that counters the Drax taunt.
Yep, true.
Which is pretty cool. And he counters Shuri defense up. Like he's a really strong character. I think he'll be used more.
Yeah, I mean, because once I get I've been using him with my symbiotes just to make it really easy to take down the big Asgardian teams in War. But I'll probably work on his team once I get the symbiotes filled out, because then I'll need a new team for him. Or just use him as a flex, kind of like I use Ultimus. I use him in different teams as a flex. He can come in very handy. So I love the flex characters. I can just plug in just to counter a specific thing, or just to take over for a character I only have at 28K, like Scarlet Witch.
Right.
And he comes in at 102K, so he can beef up that supernatural team a little better than her. So I'll take that. All right, and then next up is the Star-Lord event is coming back. The big question is, why have they not made that like the Iron Man event and made it always available at all times? Because, I mean, they keep adding legendary events, and it's just going to take longer and longer to get back around to them each time. So I think at this point they should do the oldest one each time they do a new one and make it available at all times.
So this is the simple reason he still sells.
True.
Yeah. I think the next one that will get retired is Fury, and then probably shortly after Magneto.
You think they'll make them available at all times?
I think so. Fury for sure, I think, is on the retirement slate. But Magneto, I think he'll go before Star-Lord, because Star-Lord just every round, I'm sure they're selling all those packs. Yeah,
because I think that's pretty much the best starter team now. I think that's what most people. I think that's what we've been recommending. I haven't really kept up with the starting out because I could never start the game over. Just like, I can't start that climb. So
I don't know how people do it with two accounts. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to keep up. Like
it's like I can barely keep up on one account, dude. I don't know how you're doing too. I don't know. So then the next blitz is coming up, or Pyro, which is nice for people that don't have him maxed out. Since he's in the war store, that currency can be pretty hard to come by for people that are newer that haven't got his. I'm actually in a good spot on war store. I'm just getting X23, and I'm done with everyone else because I'm not worrying about Graviton. So I'm still around 26K war currency. So I'm liking that.
Yeah, the Pyro, I was just going to do a little math here. If you manage to get, what is it, top 1%, you're going to hit, that is worth 27,000 war currency.
Ooh, wow.
20,000, yeah.
There you go.
So
definitely worth it.
Definitely worth pushing if you can. I think the top 1% is going to be pretty low. A lot of people have this maxed out. A lot of people are maxed out on Blitz, just waiting for that Blitz sim.
That will be like Christmas. I hope they do drop that December 1st. They'll probably wait till I guess it's December 31. We can finally give this to you guys. I cannot wait for that. Did you get a chance to try out when they mistakenly put it in for like 5 minutes?
No, because I'm a like hardcore blitzer. So like last Domino Blitz, I hit rank 343, 343. Oh, wow. So I did 22 million, something like that. So I was on cooldown with that when that thing came out. So I was what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I can't do the hardcore blitzing. I've been Mr. Milestones and Shield for a long time.
Yeah, for me, like starting a year late, like I identified it quickly as like one of the only free-to-play ways to catch up. So I was gonna say, then we've got the She-Hulk Blitz coming up, which I'm gonna be going hard on. I want to unlock her. I think She-Hulk, like everybody's like, oh, nobody wants to put her on defense, but I actually think she makes the team better on offense.
So who would you take out for her?
Probably either Thing or Human Torch, because he's going to die anyways. So
this is true, but she'll protect him. That's why she's there.
I don't think they're actually going to be a very good defensive team. If you like look at the turn order, like she doesn't taunt until turn 2 because of the way that it like she doesn't taunt until Invisible Woman does her special.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a great war defense, but from what I can tell, she's pretty thick to try to like get through. I was watching a couple videos where
so you like them thick, huh?
You know it's big, right? You know it. She
totally broke your concentration.
She totally broke. It's just gone.
Well, as everyone knows, I'm a fan of the thick. I got the thick nose. I got the big, beautiful blob. So I like him thick.
You got a 7 red blob. He must be like
he's ridiculous. He just hits so hard.
I've got a 5 red blob, and he's not even like he's gear tier like 11 or something, and just like whatever, it doesn't matter. I can put him in anywhere, and he survives.
Yeah, he's a beast.
mine took like 156k CM ult to the face, and was like, okay, whatever.
Is that all you got? Nice. So what were you saying about the Fantastic Four on offense, I think, or about She-Hulk?
Thick She-Hulk on offense. So I saw her going against like a shield team, and she was like maybe like 40k against like a 600k shield team, and just like held the line the whole way.
Nice. Yeah, I think she gives you options on offense, because you could take out Thing, like you said, throw him like in hero brawlers, or even take out Namor, depending on the matchup, and throw him in like with you could even do like a old school villains boom, throw him in there, because that's what I used to use for a long time. I did like a hybrid villains boom with him and Invisible Woman until I got my Fantastic Four up. It works very well.
Right. Yeah, I think too, Namor is one of those characters, like if they decide to fix his ult to be able to like crit with Raider and actually mark everybody, he might be one of those flex characters on offense too. Yeah, you can just like drop him into defenders and like he smashes or whatever, right?
Oh yeah. All right. So also awesome news for the week. Halloween prep calendar is here. 64 gold promo credits all in total. So that's very nice, seeing as how I just spent all the ones I had. Is there any character you're looking at promoting with gold anytime soon?
I've got a 5 red Thanos, and I want to get him up. So probably Thanos is the one. I've also got a 5 red symbiote Spider-Man, so I haven't decided yet which one's going to go get the thumbs up to go.
Yeah, that's tough. They're both really good, especially with symbiotes coming. That is a tough choice. Are you on your first DD3 run or your second?
I'm on my second. I'm grinding through. So I one-shot every node but node 4 and 7 so far.
Nice.
7 I had to 2-shot. 4 was essentially a 2-shot. And I hit node 8, and I thought, like, I'm going to be able to do kind of the same thing I've been doing. And node 8 is just garbage. It's just trash.
You're like,
like I got in there, and it's just like, oh, every time War Machine goes, it just deletes your team, and just, so I'm down to the last 10. I just am grinding through it. I'm down to the last 10, so I think on Wednesday I'm going to start Cosmic for my stream. So
nice. So ISO8 definitely making it easier, huh?
Oh, for sure. It's what allowed me to one-shot node 6. I actually had to put Striker on Phoenix to burst down their Human Torch before you could ult, but I was able to do that. So,
I remember those Human Torches. They hit so hard.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh.
Other news about this, like gold promo credits, if I remember correctly, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason we're getting this calendar is because, like, in July, so DD3, there was like 16 people that beat it before there were rewards, basically.
Okay.
And they got this calendar as compensation ahead of us, so it's like a bonus for completing it without rewards as compensation in like July, and now we're getting it.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw in the data mine something about it's like an email. It's like, oh, since you did so well in DD3, you're not getting this calendar. And I thought that was going to be for everyone that had completed DD3 twice. So I was about to rage.
Yeah, that was what everybody thought, but it's just for those 16 players that already got this calendar.
Yes, that is very good to know. So I was very happy when that popped up. Like, oh, cool, I do get it because I will be needing it. All right, so moving on, this will be like a semi-main topic. We're just going to give more thoughts on ISO8. I'm going to get your thoughts on the best thing to do for teams and characters, and then I'll share some of the stuff I've found out in the past week. So what's your overall thoughts on ISO8, and what have you liked about it, and what do you not like about it?
So I love the system. I love the like playing around and being able to switch classes, especially early on, and being able to try to figure out those synergies that you want to figure out. And I like that it can help update older teams, like Young Avengers, which was a very lackluster team when it came out, is now feeling really powerful with ISO8. So I like that.
So what did you mostly go with on Young Avengers? I haven't upgraded them yet.
So with Young Avengers, you put Miss Marvel as a skirmisher because she assists on every attack.
Right.
And then you put everyone else as strikers. And every time one of your brawlers goes, it's a triple tap.
Ooh, nice.
So like Captain Marvel will go, then Miss Marvel will assist, mark the target, and then Captain Marvel will get a second attack.
Oh, very nice.
So that interaction is really nice. I'm liking the healers class in defensive situations. So like my Emma right now. So Emma, Sinister, Strife are all healers currently.
Yeah, I actually tried Fortifier on Strife last war. It didn't seem to work because I figured, hey, it may stack him even more on that. But yeah, I think I'm going to switch mine to healer. I switched my Mystique to healer also just to make it utterly ridiculous. And then I just kept Sabretooth as, I think, skirmisher since he assists on every non-attack thing.
And then the last thing that I really like about it is the sort of flexibility of like being able to lock it in on defense and then change it later.
Yeah, that's very cool. I just wish we could switch it for like arena, have a separate thing for that, because sometimes you want to do like Thanos, especially you want to do something different in raids, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. That would be nice for arena. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's one of the most versatile one. You could make a case for almost any class for him, depending on what you're doing. Like I've seen a lot of people do Raider with him. You can do healer with him, especially if he's 7 red stars. I have him as striker. That's actually worked best for me. I've actually held better in arena because I switched to healer for a bit, but I was dropping down to 41. But since I switched back to striker, I'm holding like in the 20s now. So I'm liking that. I'm going to take him to 5, see how that goes. I might switch him to Raider because I can see how like if you can get the RNG with the crits, it can be better. But I love the striker just because he gets the flat damage at all times, and also he gets that bonus attack that can completely smash someone when you need to.
Yeah, for me, I've got him as a Raider. I've tried him as, obviously for raids and stuff, you put him as healer, but for my offense, since I have my Black Order on offense, I put Raider because it gives that extra RNG chance to like burst down a Strife or like a Mystique and a Sabretooth in an ult.
Yeah. He's probably the most versatile character that I can think of right now where you can make a case. I mean, even Fortifier, just because his health is so high, once you get him up, you're getting, if you can get 7% barrier each turn, then you get protection on him. So, and I can even see that. It'd be very expensive. You'd have to be a mega whale to get all 5 classes that you could switch between. But, I mean, you could make a case for anyone on him.
One of the things I've been seeing in my arena shard with Black Order is people putting Fortifier on Corvus and Proxima so that it's harder to speed up the other team so you can flip second if you're Black Order versus Black Order.
I can see that. I was actually thinking about doing that on Maw just because he's pretty much always going to have that disrupt on him once it gets flipped. So having that extra fortified thing can help him survive longer maybe. So I might be trying that out on him. I actually have Raider on Corvus just because he has the adjacent hit on his first thing. So you can get the vulnerable on him pretty easily with that.
So the way I have them set up is Proxima is the skirmisher and Corvus is the striker. And so then whenever Corvus goes, he triple taps. So he calls Proxima, she marks him, and then he goes again.
What is your Corvus at?
5 yellow, 5 red.
Okay, yeah, that's what mine is at. I'm thinking because like I'm trying to figure out the best thing for the defense, just because I figure mine's only getting maybe 1 to 2 turns tops before they annihilate him, just because the guys hitting me are so high. So it's like I just figure because he's going to be hitting Cole pretty much every time, so he might only be hitting one other person. So I don't know. I'll have to keep testing that one.
Oh, also pro tip if you're using Black Order on offense, against Marauders, don't put your Cull and Thanos together. Thanos will get ability blocked when you want him to flip.
Oh yeah, you did not want that to happen.
That happened the other day to me, and I was like, "Oh,
you're like, oh, why did I do that?"
I have to cancel the attack, go back in.
Oh. But yeah, it's like even just putting level 1 ISO8 on pretty much all your war teams is something you need to do. Because I actually I had to cancel a X-Men attack just because I hadn't put it on them yet because I've been focusing on all my defense. I actually ended up losing like a fight that I usually win. It was against a freaking shield team, but it's just the security was just unkillable. I kept trying to hit him, and he kept surviving. Then you get healed right back up. I was like, oh. So yeah, it's definitely want to put at least tier 1 stuff on like all your teams that you use regularly.
Agreed. And even then, like I think you get enough stuff if you don't take anybody to level 5 or take a bunch of people to level 5, that you're going to get enough to put like your good offense teams and your good defense teams up to 3, which is what I recommend right now.
Oh yeah.
I think most of your roster in general is going to sit at level 3, with a few like specific characters going to 5. Probably the ones you're going to take into DD4.
Yep. And like I took Maw to 4 just because he needs all the survivability he can get. Finally, at 6 red stars, 7 yellow, and 4 on healer, he can finally stand up somewhat to things hitting him. So he's so paper thin. It's just like I was like, I'm gonna take him. I need that extra 10% health. He needs all the help he can get, but he's pretty survivable at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I think I have Thanos at 4. I've been thinking about taking him to 5, but there's just the cost right now, and with this event like going away, like this flood of ISOs is going to be gone.
It's going to be very painful. One thing I don't like, they've really put more stress on power cores now, because if you want to refresh the 4 times on the ISO8 energy, and especially you got the Scream event, you're refreshing on that. It's like I can't build up any cores now at all. So I'm not going to be able to build up a stockpile anymore if this keeps going. Because if you don't refresh the ISO8 energy, you're going to fall behind the people that are doing every day, and especially the ones that are spending. And you got to be able to, if there's like a new team or even just one new character coming out that you want to take up, you got to make sure you have enough stuff to take them up, because you can't move them between characters. I remember people like speculating that you might be able to move stuff between characters, but you cannot. So you got to be sure about what you're using. I'm kind of glad that it takes some of the micromanaging out of it, which we need less of in general. So true.
You can't switch them. But it also, like, it's painful when you're like, oh, I thought it was going to be like free to switch between classes inside your thing, and it's not.
Yeah. Well, it's free once you've bought it, but it's expensive to get up there. But
so just to throw out some numbers, it's 81 of your ISO crystals to get to level 5 on a specific thing. So that's 9 characters to level 3, and then it's 300,000 ions to go from 4 to 5. And so that's 3 teams to 3 full teams, 15 characters to 3.
Yeah, so be very choosy about someone you take to 5. Yeah, I think the only other one I might take to 5 in the even distant future is Symbiote Spider-Man, just because I have him maxed out now, so he'd be worth it. Maybe Black Bolt. Maybe Sinister. No, because healer is not worth it to take it to 5. Just that extra 10% active healing is not worth it. So probably never take a healer to 5.
Possibly Sinister, just because the stats will add to his clones. The class won't, but the stats will.
True. Yeah, it's only what, extra 2% of each.
Is that what it is at the top level? Is it 10% total?
Yeah, because it just goes extra 2% each time, each level you go up on each thing. So yeah, no, unless you're a huge Kraken and don't care, like I'll drop $10,000 on that. I don't care.
Yeah, if you're Kraken, you get to do whatever you want.
Like today, I'm at Japan. It's like, oh yeah, sure. I'll tier 5 all my teams. Oh,
he's hoarding energy for level 80 cap, is what he's doing. Like I see some screenshots of people with like 40K stored energy.
Oh god. 40K. That's insane.
Yep. And they're just like waiting for level cap so they can just burn to level 80.
And I've seen some screenshots of 700K Alliance War defenses. God.
Oh my god.
I think I might be able to get my Marauders up there once I get Emma to 7 yellow. I don't know. We'll have to see, since I have 6 reds on her. I don't know, because I'm like at 16K now, I think, on them. So I don't know. We'll have to see. And of course, my Sinister's 7.
Yeah, I think my Marauders aren't bad. There's Sinisters. I've got to buy like 4 more purchases. No, like 3 more purchases of Sinister, and I've got him done. And then I've got 5 on everybody and 6 on Strife.
Nice. Yeah,
it's gonna be pretty beefy.
Oh yeah, I went all out. Like, I'm just gonna pump this team all the way up, T14 them all. It's just ridiculous how many T14 characters I have now. I think it's like 33, 32, something like that. Ugh. I'm probably totally screwed once DD4 comes out, but I don't know. I'm in no rush to do that because I got burnt out trying to get through it DD3 as one of the first. So I'm going to take DD4 a little slower.
Shield Trooper not holding it down in DD3?
He was okay. I mean, he was pretty much free to take in because I already had the pieces and there was no mini unique. So just to get in, it was still worth it for me. But yeah, if you have to spend for those pieces, no, not worth it. All right. So any last thoughts on ISO8?
Just you asked one thing about that I dislike about it. So we're already seeing people that like are maxed out on new systems. And so that's like, it's fun for me because I'm into that, but I think it's still gonna drive some people away from the game, including maybe some alliance mates, some friends, some content creators, whatever it is. I think it will.
Yeah, if they wouldn't have done this event to give us all those tier 3 things, I think a lot of people might have left, and they need to keep something like that going. Maybe not the same event, but they need to keep throwing ISO8 at us. Otherwise, just the whales can just get such a huge advantage, especially once everything else hits tier 15 and 80. Stacking that on top of those, it's just going to be even more so. That's why I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep playing. But then that event came out. Like, okay, like I can handle this. If I can get most of my teams to tier 3, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I think you're right. And it was really smart of them to come out with this event. The rollout, and I mean, it's been relatively bug-free. That is one thing too that is kind of up in the air with the way that the skirmisher and striker work. Intuitively, it's working in reverse the way that you would think it would work. And so now we're like second guessing ourselves, like, is this a bug? Are they going to reverse it? What's going to happen there? Right. They probably don't even know. So who knows how they're going to do it? They're still counting their money from screen. Yes. So maybe that'll hold. Hold on, we'll get to that in a month once we're done counting all this money we got from you suckers. I mean, valued customer. Hey, at least Scream came out with like basically no bugs, right? That is true. Maybe they just saved all the bugs for anti-venom. The centerpiece that you need for the team. I'm sure there's going to be something wrong with him. Like, he does too many things. Something's not going to work, right? Yep. All right, and that brings us to the on-air questions. If you'd like to have your question read and answered on air, make sure you join the Big Roy Awesome Discord. If you can't find that, message me on Discord, Big Roy Awesome. I actually also a cool upgrade to my server. I made it a community server, so now when I announce a new podcast or a new video, you can follow that for your own server and have that posted on your server, so you can find out when there's some more awesome. So make sure you join the Big Roy Awesome Discord if you haven't already. All right, first on-air question from Bloodwalker. I wish I could do a Stan Lee voice. I'm not even going to try because I don't want to butcher it. It says, "Oh no, true believers! The presenters have been captured by Nobu and his hand minions, who are seeking revenge after one too many dissing of their subpar kids. While he's giving his monologue, what benchwarming hero swoops in to save him? Luke Cage, Ant-Man, Ravager Stitcher, or Decimal Point Jeff? Now, Decimal Point Jeff doesn't have a subpart kit. he just has an unpredictable kit. Sometimes he does good stuff for us. Sometimes he does bad stuff for us.
He's got a dartboard.
What is the character where it's like I guess in DC it'd be Two-Face, but is there a guy that like keeps switching sides a lot? I'm trying to think. I can't think of one offhand.
Not off top, but I'm sure there's like a Hydra / Shield agent that's like back and forth or something, right?
Yeah, there you go. It'd be what's his face from Agents of Shield. Oh, what was his name?
Agent.
I can picture his face, but I can't think of his name. It turned out to be Hydra. Well, in the comics, Captain America turned out to be Hydra. So
That's true.
It's true. Well, Luke Cage wouldn't save him because he sucks. He always sucks. And Ravager Stitcher, he's too overpowered. So I mean,
yeah,
he wouldn't make the effort. Ant-Man would shrink and go up their butt and then expand and save the day. We'll go with that.
I'm gonna go with the wild card. Peter from Deadpool 2 is gonna parachute in and save.
There you go, and then die. All right, Resurrock asked, "Are there any characters that go from meh to oh yeah with the right ISO8?" I'm trying to think.
I would say your Brawlers team, your Young Avengers team, like they immediately get upgraded at level 1 to just way better.
Yeah, I'll have to try that out because I've always loved Brawlers, but they've fallen off so much. I might have to try, especially if you can get turns going with Black Panther. I've always loved that. But I mean, symbiotes do that so much better now, so it's like, what's the point?
There's an interesting thing with Black Panther, actually. If he kills somebody with the ISO8 like bonus attack off of Stryker, his speed fills double, so he gets 2 extra turns.
Oh, wow. Shh, don't tell anyone. I guess we'll find out if Fox Next listens to this podcast, if they fix that or not. Oh, speaking of that, I completely forgot that in the news. And apparently in Ghost Rider, there was a bug with his basic or something. If you only had at level 3, he would like assist and do 900% damage or something. So it's like they put in an extra 0. So people were exploiting that for a long time, apparently. And then some guy like mentioned it on the Reddit. So like, oh yeah, we'll fix that right away. And they fixed it. So all these people like got pissed at the guy, like, why did you tell him I've been using that for so long? So yeah, I was like, I had never heard that. So
what it is that the ISO8 Stryker attack is based off of their counter attack.
Yeah, that was the thing. So yeah, it's based
like
off
the level 3 counter attack, like for him was like 955% damage instead of like 155%, right? Like it was
utterly ridiculous.
Like saw it because they just like leveled past it, right? Like that nobody saw it because you had to stop it. It was specifically only at level 3.
Right. It's like who even like, they must have just like found that on accident. And like, oh wow, he hit really hard. What's going on? Like, okay, I'll take that.
I'll take it.
But as for the question, I'd say maybe Doc Ock because I didn't think he was going to be game-changingly good, but apparently he can stay alive for a long time if you make him healer. So maybe he's oh yeah with that one because I think I saw where like he survived against. I forget what team it was, but like a huge team, like punching down on just him and he survived against them. So yeah, so he can get pretty ridiculous.
That was me. I put a 300k defenders team into just a T14 Doc Ock and got crushed.
Oh, wow. That was, oh man. Yeah. So there you go. So how was he able to do that? How did you not kill him?
So every time he blocks, he heals.
Oh God, yeah.
And a T14 Doc Ock blocking, he blocks all the time. Like he's just blocking. He's got putting up deflect, and he's summoning. I think he was summoning Rhino at that point. So he's like summoning Rhino back over again. And I'm like,
oh God.
And I like switched back and forth between killing Rhino and doing damage to Doc Ock, and it was like, okay.
At what point did you realize that, like, I'm not going to win this?
Like when I have my full team out and he's and it's like 1 minute left and he's full health, and I'm like, I've been just doing nothing for 4 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to happen.
This isn't going to happen. I think I just said in chat, I was just like, F Doc Ock, T14. Which is why he's at the top of my list coming up for the Blitz milestones.
Yep, there you go. Like, I need to do the ultimate troll. Just put him with like 4 other healers. Like, you will never beat us.
and like what they did is they put him in like a T11 Sinister Six team.
Yeah.
So the rest of them like died, immediately, right? Like they're just
right.
Because he's like hidden in there and he's like most of the power because he's like 100k Doc Ock. It just was like, oh, I took the wrong team.
Yeah, that trap still works amazingly well. Like more than you would think. Just putting really 1 or 2 really strong with other weaker ones, so they just look at the total team power, and then they take in a balanced team and just get absolutely wrecked. So yes, always look at all the enemies you're facing, see if 1 or 2, especially like Captain Marvel teams. That's the number one thing they do it in. It's like, oh, how did I lose? Because the Captain Marvel is 150k and the other guys were 20k.
Or like giant taskmasters. Like
Taskmaster is so nasty.
So and with ISOs, that team gets legit like scary.
Yes, I need him to be farmable so I can take my 6 red star one up.
Oh my goodness!
Make it a ridiculous defense.
I haven't settled on which ISOs to use, but like think about all the bonus attacks and assisting and skirmishing and then bonus attacks.
Oh, yeah. Disgusting. I will tell you one thing that was surprising was a T14, I think a 6 red star mercenary lieutenant. He would heal like so much every turn. It's like I could not kill it. It was like at one time, I think it was with my Brotherhood team with my big fatty blob too. I just could not do enough damage. He just like, he'd heal so much. So if you have a high red star mercenary lieutenant, you might want to take him to T14 because he can be pretty annoying.
He also provides some utility in DD3 as well. So
yes, there you go. All right, next up from Orange Crush. I'm going through and listening to old Masters of Launch episodes, and it's interesting hearing your journey in MSF over time. Being that you have a Monster Fury, have you tried making everyone in a shield team raiders for the extra crit chance? Yeah, someone in our alliance, was that you that said?
Yeah, it was me, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. They'll make them all and you get insane crit. So I did that, but I did still keep Fury and my medic as healers since they're not doing attacks except on assist. So I kept them as healing just for the extra healing because they're not going to be attacking unless it's an assist. It did pretty well. They have to punch up or punch down quite a bit more to get it down.
I think Fury though with the if you've got I think it's the T4 in him, with the crit he becomes an energy battery if he crits every time, right?
Does he? Let me see. I haven't looked at his stuff in so long. You mean on his basic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on each crit. Okay. Yeah. See, the thing is though, he's using his summon and then his buff pass, so he has to get to turn 3. So I guess long term, that'd be better.
I think he does that on his assist as well, but I could be wrong. I'll have to look it up. But there was a reason, and I actually think that maybe medic might come off the team. I want to try a war with operative on the team and see if we just keep feeding her energy so she just keeps invising everybody.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. I gotta leave my medic on there. She's 6 red stars, so it's like I can't take her off. She'll bring back Coulson. So
my operative is 6 red. So
yeah, there you go. So yeah, see, let me know how that works. I might try it in there. Well, no, I don't really have the room because I got to keep everyone else in there and then throw in assault. So I don't know. So yeah, hopefully that will work. All right, next up, Nick Furry. With the way Carnage gets tons of turns, especially in raids, would Fortifier be a wise choice? Imagine that barrier adding up on each turn. I think you'd have to take him to 5 to make the fortifier worth it, and then that's insanely expensive. So unless you're like a Kraken, I wouldn't do that. I actually switched him to healer. Did I mention that earlier? I don't remember. That's how bad my memory is these days. But yeah, I switched him to healer. He's getting those extra turns. He'll help keep your other guys that aren't healing from the symbiote stuff. So it will heal up your Thanos and or your Maw and or your Black Bolt. So I've healed it because I had Skirmisher on him, and I was like, I don't need them because I put Raider on Symbiote Spider-Man. He's getting enough vulnerables out there with all its multiple hits. So yeah, definitely have him as healer. It's working well in D5 so far. I think we're almost up to the Ronin boss last time I checked. So I'll have to see how that goes after that.
I agree. You also have to remember that like barrier is a mechanic that a lot of people don't understand, but from what I understand about it is that it maxes out at 30% of the character's health. If you have a full barrier, it's not like it's still only 30% of the max of the character's max health.
So is that so? That's only the max, or is it? I thought it was just each time it's applied, you can only go up to 30%. I've never really looked into that, so I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's the max, and somebody can correct me if I'm completely off base. But I'm pretty sure it's the max, and so that's why, like, Fortifier is iffy on maybe just about a few characters.
Yeah, I mean, like if like my Thanos 450k health, that's pretty good. So that's why I said you could make a case for him. But yeah, most people it's not really worth it. All right, and then finally from Not Cerebro, he changed his name. Name totally not Cerebro, guys. King Monday. No, it's not Cerebro. This is a very good question. What would it take to break your free-to-play spirit? Elite 7 Orb for $99.99, 500 gold promo credits over 2,490 days. I think he added an extra number there for $75. Auto Blitz for $25 a month. Deckard Bane's Stitcher initial offer $49.99 for 50 shards and 8 orbs. 100 shard blitz unlock new Apex raid team. I don't work for Scopely yet, but maybe after you read this and spit.
That's the best question.
At this point, that nothing would. It's like they've had some good things. I like even when they had like the dollar offers for like 1,000 power cores or something, I didn't do it. It's just at this point, it's like no, I'm not going to spend ever again. It says follow-up question: how strong is your resolve? Is there anything that would actually get you to spend 99 cents for an Elite 7 Orb? Is still hard pass. Oh, that would be game breaking. Because people that got a good 7 out of there, as opposed to someone that got like Nebula, they like quit the game.
Ooh, Merc Sniper.
Oh god. Yeah, didn't someone in our alliance get a 6 red Merc Sniper? Like,
yeah, that's why I brought it.
Chew got one of those too. It's like, yeah, that's the thing about RNG seed theories. Like you can't affect what character you get. So I mean, like I got Boomer, so right. Still waiting on that Ravager buff. I'm ready. Make it happen. So yeah, there's nothing. It's like that's just me. I'm a $25 Kraken. I'm gonna test that out because so many people got mad when I did the 99.9% free to play thing. Like you're not free to play if you spend anything.
You say the $25 Kraken. I like it.
$25 Kraken. It's catchy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is catchy. For me, like I'm a light spender. I buy, maybe one character a patch. I would whale out 100%. Listen, if you're listening at all to this podcast, bring Rogue in the 90s like costume, the cartoon 90s X-Men costume. Like I will take her, I will max her out, all of her abilities like day one. Like we're going all of the full tilt on Rogue. So when they teased it and they're like, and it wasn't, and I'm like, oh come on.
Like, shut up and take my money.
Like, I just
Yes, I'd love to see Rogue in the game. I hope they make her kit awesome. I can't wait for her and Gambit.
could be like some like cool power stealing stuff where like you get
yeah.
their like ultimate, like, oh, it'd be so cool.
Yes.
But like ultimately super bugged and probably not working.
Oh yeah. And they're like, oh well, no, how we have it written, it never worked like that. We didn't plan to, so we're just going to change how we write it.
We're just going to change the text.
Yes. We're not going to actually change it to what it's written. We're just going to change what is written. Because that's how we roll.
That's how we do things.
Yes. All right, that is gonna do it. Is there anything you would like to say before we go?
Yeah, just catch me on Twitch when I can at Moondancer BB or twitch.tv Moondancer BB. I'll be streaming on Wednesdays. Is my most like consistent stream day, and then late night PSTs because I have 3 children that all need to be in bed at the same time before I stream.
Right up. Like, no, I do this. Like, oh, I'm streaming. All right. So, yes, I am Big Roy Awesome on YouTube. And also, if you want to help support the show, you can do that through the YouTube memberships or patreon.com/BigRoyAwesome. Leave the 5-star review on Apple Podcast if you can. That'll help me out also. That is going to do it. Until next time, stay tuned and stay awesome. Wait for Deckard. Are you a fan of Deckard Bane?
I am a fan of Deckard Bane.
I think anyone that comes on here is going to be a fan, or they're not going to come on.
They're not going to do it. Like, yeah, I wish I had any like even terrible impressions, but like mine are so like it's just my voice, but like higher or lower. It's like not great.
Oh, this is a horrible impression. Like I have no thought that it isn't, but it makes me crack up and other people. So, all right, here we go. All right, now the show can really start. Hello, Moondancer. Oh, welcome to the awesome.
I'm gonna lose it here.
All right. That's usually what happens when Deckard Bane comes in. All right.
Crowd goes wild.
All right. Now we've got the question. Oh, we got double the questions this week. Soon I'll have more questions than that Big Roy character. All right. So the first from Resurrock. Oh, he loves Deckard Bane. He has a question for me every week. Yes. No, I'm gonna laugh. All right. Resurrock asks, how many red stars do I'm fine the whole show. And then Gold Deckard comes on and it all falls apart.
It just crumbles like a house of cards.
Yes. All right, get it together. Resurrock asks, how many red stars does Bane have? I'm like Ultron before. Wait, no, he never got him yet. Okay. Oh, Deckard's killing me this week. Right.
Oh, man.
I wonder if I should leave all this in. I feel like, oh, man. This is going off the rail. All right, one last time. Resurrock asked, how many red stars does Bane have? I don't need any. I'm like Ultron. I'm super powerful without them. So, wow, what a silly question. And Paul G asks, we all know Big Roy loves him some Hungry Howies, so what is Deckard's favorite meal? Well, that Big Roy has some good taste, because I also love Hungry Howies. Surprisingly enough, it is delicious. And I like to drink the tears of all my haters as well. You will all come to love Deckard Bane. You will all go back and listen to the old episodes if you skipped me before. All right, that's going to do it. Make sure you join that Big Roy Awesome Discord to leave me more questions. I look forward to 10 of them next week. And until next time, stay tuned and stay awesome.